Hello YouTube. Welcome back to another replay from World of Tanks. This is Cross Train. Today I want to do a couple of things. I am in my AMX AC 1948, which is a French Tier 8 tank destroyer. This thing is soft as can be, like most of the French tanks. They're very soft. However, this thing has the potential to be unbelievably trollish. So I want to show you a couple of two, to be exact, things that are trollish about this tank in this replay today. I also want to give you a free public service announcement for anybody who might be watching this. It's relatively new to the game, or been playing for a long time and still don't really understand tactically how to play this map in particular, this lakeside. I'm going to show you what I believe to be a fatal error that the other team makes. And I think most people who have been playing this game for a while would agree with me when you see it, what the fatal error is. Our team actually plays it relatively well. You can see we've got a good distribution going off to the city, heavy tanks primarily. If anything, we're not sending quite enough. You can see our AT-8 is calling for help over on the valley side. But typically speaking, one of the great errors teams make is they do not, or they overpopulate the valley and don't send enough teams to the city. So you can see we have several TDs up around our base that can flex back to, and you can see our AMX M445 is heading back, a heavy tank is heading back as well. I want you to notice what's going on. Here's the fatal flaw that this team makes, strategically speaking. Look at our IS-3 and our Type 58 in the city. Zero opposition all the way to the other side of the city. Folks, if you're new to this game and you get onto Lakeside and your team sends nobody to the city, I'm going to tell you right now, there is a very, very, very high likelihood that you are going to lose. You just cannot give up the city unmolested, and that's exactly what this team does. So, and the result is going to be pretty predictable at the end of the day. Take a look at what XVM says. They say we're probably going to win anyways, but I've lost many 64% chance battles before, so and won many 30% or 35% chance battles on the other end of it. So this is, I believe, a tactical error and a pretty fatal one too. So we're coming up on when I'm going to first encounter team. You can see I'm running down the zero line in the city. I got an IS in front of me, an IS-3, an M4 A3E2 Jumbo Sherman. I want to, first thing about this tank that's trollish is coming up right quick. I'm going to run smack dab into a Tier 7 IS. I'm going to put one in his side, hit him pretty good, and now he's going to try to get around me. Look at the traverse on this tank. He cannot get around me to get a shot into my side. He literally cannot get around me because of the traverse of this tank. This thing moves, and he's going to make really a pretty silly error right here. Running right back into this Tier 10 gun. You can see he's shot twice at me, and both times he's bounced. I want to pause this just for a second. Let's take a look and see how I bounced these shells. You can see he put one shot into the gun mantlet right up here, and another one right down. Actually, both of those, I haven't got the gun mantlet shot, that's coming. Both of those are in this lower armor, and look at the angle on this armor. So that absolutely deflected the shots of two IS shots. He, on the other hand, took 3 of my shells for all 1,230 of his hit points. And in relatively quick order, he was finished. Now it's going to get a little more serious. I'm going to run into an IS-3 right here who puts a really nice shot into me to start. And then I turn and shoot the rock. Now watch this. I'm going to bounce a couple of shots. Ricocheted an easy, the jumbo. I bounced an IS-3 shot. You can see this in my menu right down here. Okay, these are the hits that I'm receiving. So you can see that already I've bounced 4 shots. I've got a KV-3 in front of me now. The IS-3 just got taken out from a flank move. And I'm going to hit him pretty dang hard too. So you can see that this thing is just bouncing shots like crazy. Again, that bad move right there. This is the best player on their team in this jumbo, so I probably play it overly cautious, but I want to get rid of him before he has a chance to do anything. So I take one more shot, and I'm going to miss him. I'm going to hit the rock, I think. Or no, I actually ricocheted him. How's that? And I finally say, okay, that's enough. We're just going to roll in on this guy and take care of him, which do in short order. So you can see, if you look down in the left, I have 9 ricochets in this Tier 8 tank destroyer that is pretty soft. So let's go to the after battle results here and take a look and see what I'm talking about. So here we are in after battle results, and you can see a 1 steel wall, which is crazy, I think, in this tank. Steel wall, because this thing bounces shots like crazy. That's one of the things about this tank that I don't think it gets enough credit. If you play this tank well, this thing can really do a nice job. Even in Tier 8, Tier 9 battles, it will bounce shots. This wasn't a particularly great game. It was just a third class, but it was, again, it was good enough. Let's go to the detailed report and look. You can see I took 9 shots. Well, I hit 9 of 10 shots, and one was that snapshot on the IS when he was going around the corner, and I missed that one. 6 of my shots penetrated. I did bounce a couple of shots myself, but look at this. I took 13 shots. Only 4 penetrations, 9 bounces. My armor blocked 2,250 hit points worth of damage. So this thing does crazy, has the potential to be crazy bouncy. So that's the one thing I want to talk about. The second thing was that traverse speed. Again, look at that IS. When the IS charged me and tried to get around my side, just the ability to turn is crazy in this tank. So it is a tank that is well worth the grind. When I say well worth the grind, most of the tanks below it in the French TD line are really bad. There's a couple of them that are really fun to play, but for the most part, there's not a lot of joy in the TD French line until you get up here. To me, in the Tier 8 is where it really got good, and I certainly hope the Foch and the Foch 155 after it will be just as good. But wanted to share that with you. It's trollish, and again, don't forget, if you're new to the game or if you've been playing for a while and you haven't figured it out yet, do not give up the city on Lakeside. It is really, really fatal, as you saw on this team. If you allow us to get right up into your base without even taking any hit points from our tanks in the city, even if you put up token resistance and you take some hit points away from the enemy in the city, that's better than just allowing them to come through the city totally unmolested. Usually it ends about like it did in this game, which was, again, what did they took 5 of our tanks. It was a 15-5 rout, so not a good move. So that's my public service announcement for free that I'll throw in if you're new to this game. So hope that's been helpful. I hope you, if you've heard bad things about the French TD line low, at least, in Tier 8 and the AMX of 1948, you've got a winner. This thing's a great tank, so highly recommend it. And as always, we'll see you next time on the battlefield, whether it's in WOT or some other game. And peace.